You were a woman, though, that felt unloved by her daddy.
Right.
And I think there are millions of moms who, as mothers and as wives, are dealing with, or maybe as single moms, are dealing with that feeling unloved by the first and primary man in their life, which was their daddy.
It's Channel Mom with Jenny Dean Schmidt. We're here for you.
Brought to you by the Healthy Marriage Project. Just click on one of their ads to find out about a healthy relationship workshop near you.
I really do think it's an epidemic in our country. So many children are growing up without fathers around, and or they're growing up and their dad's not in the home and then he's minimally involved in their lives. And what that leaves is a hole in a person's heart. And for women, it's a unique type of hole because it impacts our understanding of men. And so we go into adulthood with this warped understanding of a man's love. We're either trying to get it, and so we do it in all kinds of interesting and usually detrimental ways, or we're trying to prove that we're worthy of love, and so we have this perfectionist tendency.
How do they get on that journey? How do they get on that walkway to start answering that question, am I loved or am I lovable, when they don't feel loved by maybe their dad, their husband? If they're single, they don't feel loved. How do they get there?
Well, when we talk about embrace your story, we are talking about all of you. Everything that you bring has shaped who you are today. And there are some hard parts. And perhaps they are things that are based on shame, choices you've made along the way. And you think, God saw that I did that. And I am not lovable there. I am not beautiful there. Or violation, somebody else hurting you. Exactly. God, how can you possibly redeem that? And where were you?
Yeah.
Hello, when that happened.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem like a God who loves me, that you would allow that to happen. And those things make me feel less than, and not lovable, and not. And so when we talk about embrace your story, we're talking about taking it all and saying, God, I give it all back to you, and that's hard. It's hard to do. It's hard to believe that God could redeem some of those parts. And what about those parts where you think, not redeemable, nothing beautiful can come from that. It was too difficult. It was too painful. It's too shaming. But our job is not to determine what God can use. Our job is to give it to him and say, I trust you with it. And my job is to watch you work and to watch you redeem it. Mm-hmm. And maybe it'll be tomorrow. Maybe it'll be 10 years from now. But if I can release it and give it back to you, I'm not carrying that burden in the same way that I was. And it's a process. I mean, for some people, it can be a moment of truth where you symbolically hand it over. And for other people, it can be, I'm more of a processor. It can be over time, over months or years, to say, no, I totally give this to you. And that's part of the journey that I describe in the book of giving over that pain of my dad not being there for me, and getting to a point even in the last couple of years when I was with a trusted group of women from my church, and we each had to pick one thing that we were really going to face it. And I had, for years, it had been pushed down, and I thought, I don't think I want it. I'm dealing pretty well. Mm-hmm. I'm coping. I've created these coping mechanisms. I don't know that I want to go there. And I knew I was with a trusted group of friends who would catch me if it hurt, and who would help me through the process. They were dealing with their own stuff. We each have our own little thing we're dealing with. And when I was honest and I went there, I thought, oh my gosh, it's not that bad. I have been working through it in ways I didn't know the last 35 years. And now that I've opened that door, the fear of the pain was worse than the pain itself.
Yeah. That's so true. And I think, from my own heart, that it's much easier to say, I'd rather go to Starbucks and watch the Flintstones, very old show, but anyway, and have a nice little pretty life and go shopping than deal with our crap. And
it's not fun. Who wants to schedule that in?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm really good at putting off my mess.
But is it worth it? Is it worth it?
And when I deal with it, then I'm free.